Hey, good morning and welcome back to Project O. Um, here, I'm working on a few projects going on. I thought I'd just do this quick video on decal setting solutions. Um, so, keeping in theme with the Days of Thunder kit, which I have begun and I'm just tinkering around. I do have a couple more hacks from this particular era, which is a point where I learned a lot from a hobby store owner. Like I said before, I think I had mentioned it before. There was a strictly, I'd say not necessarily strictly, but I'd say about maybe 90% of his store was NASCAR stock car themed. It was in Fayetteville, Georgia. It was, I believe, called Fayetteville Hobby Shop. Um, Online, you would know him as BSR. Um, Billy was his name, and he showed me many hacks back in that day. It was back in the 90s. So I'll flip this around and I'll show you what I got going on. All right, and like I said, keeping in check with my Days of Thunder Cold Trickle 46. I am building it mostly box stock, so it's I'm not too sure if I'll plumb out the engine. I might. I haven't decided yet, um, but I do have some hacks, so I probably will just add the few hacks that I've got, such as how I do my wheels for this era of kit. As everybody's used to. I don't have my stand out right now, so just bear with me. Um, the old decal or the old tires that would have the embossed raised lettering. Um, that will be on a separate video. Um, I will show you guys how to make these tires look sensational. To me, at least, that was a trick that he showed me, and once he showed me that trick, I mean, it was off to the races. I no longer was I worried about painting anything. No longer was I worried about staying inside the lines or what have you. But I think that was one of the first hacks that I learned from him, and it was, to me, it was amazing. Um, Keeping with the paint, um, this is the kit that I did my blending without an airbrush. Um, I know that the 1/1 car, the movie car itself, has this back fade that goes down this way. Um, However, if we all look at the kit itself, that fade goes straight to the middle of that wheel well. That's what I got going on here. Um, and then if we look at the kit, they don't have a whole lot of contingency decals. Um, However, I might just hit my decal box. I may end up having to get a different set of decals. Um, this decal sheet, if you all take a look up here in the corner, copyright 1990. So I'm pretty sure this whole kit was with a copyright of 90, was probably popped out in um, 91. Um, I did get this kit on a haul from eBay. However, I do have several of these kits in my storage, so if I need to go get me another set of decals, I'm not too worried about it. So just keep in mind, this set of decals is over 30 years old. Um, Depending on how you preserve your decals, most of my decals, and you guys have seen my book, I do have a real thick decal book where I have a gazillion decals. Cars that I have a ton of decals. I won't even go into what I got in there. Probably over $1,000 $1,500 just in decals in one of my books. Um, However, these are the kit decals. If you look at them from an angle, they're very thin. They've dried out. Most of my kits back in the day, when I'd get a kit, I would open it, I would check it out, and then I would either build the engine, because that's one of the one of the things that does take time, and I would take the decals, put them in a plastic sleeve, and keep them preserved so that I would not have this when I went to go use my decals. Um, Lately, for the newer kits that use Cartograph, that use the decals that come with the J.R. Salvino kits, which are excellent. I have been using the Mark Fit Strong. Um, that is something that was recommended. I do like this. It's okay. The only setback to this is that it leaves water spots. Even if you clean them up relatively quick, it does leave water spots, and then I have to go back and polish and sand them out. They do polish out, um, but sometimes once I'm done with a kit, I will not go back and polish it. I prefer to leave it as it is with a gloss underneath the decals. I like to leave the decals a little bit of where they look like decals, like the 1/1 cars used to look, but this leaves water spots. I grew up on the Microsol Microset. I am going to use that Microsol Microset. Obviously, the adhesion on these decals is probably gone by now, 30 years later. So I'm probably going to, the Microset, if you guys aren't familiar, the Microset is what it makes, gives it a little bit of adhesion to your kit. And the Microsol, if you need help bending and stretching your decal, that this stuff is amazing. I usually use them in conjunction. The Microset underneath, Microsol over the top, and they come out perfect. Just leave them alone, because while they're wet, they will wrinkle. That's the error that many modelers make. When they see wrinkles, we don't like wrinkles. We do not like the wrinkles, so we try to get them out, and that's where we will end up tearing a decal. Once your decal is in place and you hit it with a microsol, leave it alone. Let it wrinkle. As it dries out, it will lay down flat, I promise you. And then this liquid decal film, which if I experience any decal tearing on these guys here, I will probably stop. I will probably, well, not probably, but I will coat them with a liquid decal film. All it is a film that dries on top of the decal, and it gives you an extra layer so your decal does not crumble and fall apart in the water. I do have a little tub of warm water. Actually, it starts out as hot water from the tap, but by the time I start putting stuff down, it will warm up. Like I said, nothing special. Most of my kits I build for me. I do take them to shows just because I do enjoy showing them off. Um, I really don't think my kits are museum quality. They are shelf quality for me. So I have won contests before, small contests, ribbon contests, but nothing huge like an Acme or some type of real big model contest. That's really not what I'm in for. I just enjoy building. I enjoy talking to other modelers, and that's my main concept. And lately, now that Andrew has matured a little bit, I just enjoyed looking over and watching this kid build his stuff. He did get a plane. He's been working on a plane. Right now, he doesn't feel too good. He's a little bit tired, so he's off taking a nap. But he's brought me back into building into showing my stuff off, our stuff off. Um, he keeps me entertained. He's funny as heck, and he's gotten pretty good and very patient with what he does. The only drawback, going back to this, the only drawback that I have to the setting solutions is that they don't have a brush with them. Um, the Microfit Strong, the Microfit Regular, they do have brushes. Almost everything in the Tamiya family, to include the thin set that we use, um, panel liners that we use. Everything has a brush, which makes it very easy, very simple. However, for this guys here, I do have a designated brush. Once I'm done with it, I let it dry out. I put it back into its little sleeve. All it is a little camel hair brush that I use. Make sure that it's labeled 99 cents. I use it forever. Um, not a big deal if I do lose it. You can pick them up at any hobby store. Nothing too big, nothing too fancy. Um, but anyways, just wanted to throw that out there. I will take some pictures. I don't have my stand set up. I'll probably set it up just to run a couple of decals through and see how they come apart. So just bear with me and give me a second. I'll set up. All right, so here we go. We're gonna throw in the rear decal in there. One of the decals that I really don't mind if it gets messed up. Like I said, I do have I think I have two. I might have three of these kits in my storage, in my stash. I have pre-painted on my roll cage padding. And like I said, I do have some hacks, so I'll be using this kit for those hacks. Show you guys a couple tricks and tips. So while that guy's in the solution there, my micro set. If you guys open it up, when you open it up, you get a strong odor of I know, sort of like nail polish, as opposed to the odor that you get from the Mark Fit, which ends up being more like a alcohol, more like an alcohol base type solution. So we just give it a couple minutes. It is in the water. I know some people will tend to mess with them, fiddle with them while they're in there, while they're in the water. I try not to. I just many times I'll just throw them in there and let it and just let it do its own thing. Just bear with me. I apologize for the shakiness of my little studio. I don't have my big lantern down, so I'm just utilizing my small little handheld. Starting to lift up a little bit off the corners. I do have my Q-tip. I do have some napkins. Decals to me are pretty cool. Decals to me are very easy. I don't know, maybe that's why I gravitate towards doing stock cars, because the number of decals that are on there. Then again, just a regular little camel head brush, just something to just one word to the wise. If you leave your solution open, it will evaporate pretty quickly. So what I do with, obviously, like I was saying, the micro set, just where it's going on the rear part of the deck lid. I just coat it a little bit. Like I said, usually I build by myself, so I always hold brushes. I don't really speak while I'm building, but for this little tidbit, I will. Um, and then when I take it out, a lot of people go ahead and take it out. I just let it sit on a napkin. Um, the napkin soaks up a lot of the water from the decal once it's sliding. And this was actually kept pretty good, so the decal seems to have made it survive 30 years. I don't know how this particular modeler preserved his kits, but it looks like it was preserved pretty good. And then once you put it in place, you're never going to get it in place. So just make sure that you keep the area moist where your decal's going, and you can slide it around as long as you have some type of setting solution underneath the decal. Um, as long as it's wet, it's going to move around for you. You can still move it around and put it in place. And then once you get it in place to where it's going, what I usually do is I take the corner of a napkin, of a handkerchief, of a um, tissue, whatever it may be, and I just go ahead and I dry off the excess. And make sure that it's right where I want it to be. One thing that I have learned with the Mark Fit is sometimes if you don't get it completely dry, and it is a decal that's going to be on an angle like this, if you don't get it completely dry before you move on to the next one, sometimes you're liable to come back, and your decal has obviously, with gravity, has gravitated down a little bit. And then once it's set, guys, once a decal is set, you may not be able to reset it. Sometimes if you get a decal that's folded over, that's got a corner that has folded over for you, if you get a decal that has folded over, you can put some more setting solution on it, and it'll loosen it up just enough for you to take out that little fold or the crease. So these decals, as old as they are, I am very excited that they are good to go. So no need to use the liquid film. And I don't really think that I have to use any of the Microsoft for this application, since it is a nice and flat surface. So I'll keep on going, and maybe I'll come back and show you guys how the rest of the decals fell in place, or if you guys want to hang out for a little bit, I will do the hood decal, because the hood actually does have a little bit of a contour, and I will show you guys how to maneuver around that. So stand by. Oh, I didn't mean to get my chubby fingers in the way. All right, so for the hood, on the hood, I do have two decals that are going on the hood, and one is the Big City Chevrolet, and then the other is just the Chevrolet. So to try to get them both on there without any issue, dip my brush into the micro set and just put a nice little layer. You're not gonna go wrong. That's why I like these these bigger brushes that will hold a little bit more solution in there. Just keep in mind that this is a setting solution, so once you squeegee all the solution out from underneath your decal, it's probably not gonna let it go. And as long as your decal is moist, it's gonna slide. Sometimes you just gotta run it back in, and as you guys can see, the old age of this decal, I cannot use it. It has broken everything up. So I will be headed back to my hobby store and pick me up another set. So that's exactly what happened. I got letters. I should have seen that. I got letters inside the water there from where it came off. So now I know my next decal that I pick up, I will end up putting the I don't know if you guys can see that there. Sometimes it has the time. I will put on the decal film on it. So once you get your decal right, pretty much where you want it to go, I usually just end up using my tweezers, and I will, as long as you have fluid underneath, as long as you have water or solution puddled up underneath your decal, you can slide this guy around. Since we do have those letters going on underneath, you do need to leave a space for them underneath above the hood pins. So for the time being, since I'm not using that, I will dry all that stuff off. See, and once you dry it off, it dries off completely good, and no water spots, as opposed to the see, but since it's still on there, I can actually move my decal ever so slightly just by tabbing it, but once you get that water, or that, in this case, the solution, and then just start working it out, squeegeeing it out. My eyes aren't so good, fellas, ladies, so I have to and if I left it just like this and I walked away from it, and the setting solution was to evaporate from underneath, it would still be absolutely fine. Because it would actually adhere to the surface. Since this decal is a little bit older, a lot older than what I'm used to using, I try not to be too aggressive. You will notice that a lot of the adhesion from the decal will come out. It'll look milky white, and sometimes, on occasions, you will get that milky white on the edge of your decal. Some modelers refer to it as silvering. All it is the adhesive from the decal that you've squeegeed out. Many times when you clear coat over the decal, it takes that away. All it is mostly like a reflection, but still, nobody likes to see the edge of the decal. That's why many times I cut right up to the edge of the decal and don't leave any extra film on the decal, so that doesn't stick out its ugly head on my kids. And this decal keeps on moving, so just press it on down, and And the microset does have some properties too that will allow it to conform to the hood. But since I do have two creases on each side, one that runs on this side of the hood right here, and then one that runs on that side of the hood, you do want your decal to set into those little valleys right there. So once you're satisfied with how level it is, you know, and I usually use the same brush. It's not an issue. It has a little bit different odor to it. It's not as strong as your micro set, but I just give the same brush that I use for my set and just give it a go over. I go over the whole decal. That way, if it does have a reaction, it reacts on the whole decal. It usually doesn't. And then with my brush, I just tend to push in those areas. What it does is it loosens the decal. It gives it a little bit of a stretch. And like I said, I just let it sit. I'm just generous. What it does also is it cleans up a lot of the adhesive that's on there. Just be careful and be mindful that once you add liquid back onto the top of your decal, it will slide on you. Okay, it has a tendency to slide on you. So taking off the excess is not a bad idea, just as long as you make sure that the decal itself is wet. And we'll come back and take a look at it after it's set. All right, and welcome back. It's been a little bit of time has passed, maybe 30 minutes or so. Everything has dried, but now if y'all can see it, hopefully you can take a closer look where the creases are on the hood. The decal solution has sucked that decal down, and it now follows a contour. Like I said before, guys, trust your setting solution. Don't continue to manipulate your decal, or you will tear your decal, especially on a decal this old. You'll know right off as you take it out of the water. You will know if that decal is going to work for you or if it's not. For the simple fact that like my Chevrolet decal, the letters, they completely tore up while they were in the water. The other ones that do have a backing that have more decal to them, they will tend to survive. That's just a little tip. Trust your solution; it will work. And many times, if you guys have a difficult contour, this is one thing that's very important. If you have a difficult contour, you're doing a big side decal. When it does wrinkle up, leave it alone. Once it's completely dry, you can come back and set more solution on there, but you're also able to make a few relief cuts and maybe overlap your decal. The newer decals, Cartograph, they will blend so good that you will not be able to see those relief cuts. Hopefully this was helpful. I'm gonna continue with this. Hope it wasn't too long. Sometimes they are long. Setting decals on a kit, you think you've been working on decals for 20 minutes, and 2 hours have lapsed. That's one of the reasons why I don't like to talk and build on a video because um, before you know it, I've got a 45-minute video when all I just wanted to show you guys was 15 minutes. So just keep that in mind. Hope you guys like it. If you do, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you guys can come back and follow me as I continue on this City Chevrolet. I do have some more hacks, like I said, that I'm gonna put into this kit, such as a cooler box, some ductwork, things of that nature. Obviously, my wheels. So just keep me posted. Give me a like if you like it. If you don't like it, I understand. Um, but I'll keep building. I'll keep showing you some of my little hacks, some of my little tricks. Like I said, some of these tricks and hacks are are perfected by others. Some of these tricks and hacks um, I picked up from others. I hope I don't step on anybody's toes. This is an awesome community. We share, we build, and we enjoy each other's projects. So, from Project O, have a good weekend.